we ran a beta fish fight club out of our party house basement. No, swear to God. So we were seniors up at Bowling Green, BG, and like everybody goes to the Walmart there. It's like a staple. Like if you're not stealing from Walmart as a Bowling Green student, you're not really a true BG Falcon. I was up there with me and my buddies. We'll call him Big Sean and Matty Speeds. We were up there, and Matty Speeds he was selecting a beta fish, and I don't know fucking shit about him. So I just said to him like, why wouldn't you just buy two? Like, you know what I mean? He's like, well, you can't put a beta fish together. Like, you can't put two beta fish together because they're super aggressive. Like, they'll kill each other. And like me and my buddy Sean look at each other like our inner Michael Vicks just like started cooking. We were like, wait a minute. So they fight. If we put them together, they fight, and they're like $10. They're not expensive to buy, and there's a ton of them at Walmart. So me and Sean started talking about it. We're like, maybe like every Thursday night, especially when sports seasons are slow, we could just start fighting them. And everyone in the house was against it. They're like, no, dude, that's fucked up. And I'm like, it might be fucked up, but like, if we do it right, you're going to have a bunch of people like wanting to bet the over on an underdog beta fish. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's fucking do this shit. Yeah, so we started on Thursday nights before we would go to like the Pong tournament at Shots. We started with our fraternity. So, and our house was whack. 219 North Enterprise, best party house in Bowling Green for anyone who's wondering. Our basement, you had to go through a bathroom into the basement. It's like this hidden door. So like no one even knew we had a basement. So it became the perfect, so we cleaned it out, and it was like the perfect place. We just had one of those old school like round tables, and we put a big fish tank on there, and we did an experiment round. So we dropped these two beta fish in, and they fucking attack each other. They go fucking nuts. So we were like, yo, we got to start fucking doing this shit, right? So we started with just a house, and we all put down like $5 on our fish, grew it a little bit. The next week, we brought in all of our fraternity brothers. We're like, anyone interested? Like, we know it's inhumane, but it's really not that bad because beta fish have like a 2-week lifespan anyway. So let's just fucking fight these things and see. So we would tell everyone, you got to go pick your own fish, and you got to bring it. And if you beat our fish, we got a pot. So like everyone would put in on their fish. And the second week, we had like 6 fish. So it was like two or three rounds. And if they survive, they fight the next round. So like, so you got these beta fish like barely, like if you have a brutal round of fighting with these beta fish, they barely alive and they got to fight the next round. You know what I mean? It's like you have a brutal double overtime and then you lay 8 and then you got to turn around and play in the final 4. Like and we had a whiteboard with brackets and shit. So, and the pots just kept growing and growing and growing. Then we started bringing in not just our fraternity, but like anyone who was interested. We were like, and it was all word of mouth. We didn't put anything on social media because we didn't want anyone, like we didn't want to get arrested or sued or whatever. Because I don't know what the fuck the Humane Society is going to think of beta fish. I don't know. They die all the time anyway. So, yeah, but it literally got to the point we would go in and there would be like no beta fish left at Walmart because of how many. Guys would tell us they had to drive out of BG and go to a different Walmart to get their beta fish, right? So it's like, so we have like 20, 30 guys in the basement every Thursday night. And again, like if I could fucking paint this picture for you, you're in our kitchen, there's a bathroom there, and there's just this little door that takes you down into our basement. So it was the most underground, like secretive shit that we were doing. And we're running this shit for like 3 months, like to the point where literally me and Sean, we would buy our beta fish and we would feed them like bits of other beta fish from previous weeks to like train them for the fighting. So like you're putting up like $200 you're putting up like $200 on a Thursday night on your beta fish because you literally like we're going into Walmart and we're like looking at these beta fish on the shelf. We're like, that one looks like a fighter. Like I like the red. Let's fucking get these motherfuckers in here and let's fight these fucking beta fish. So no joke, like we have 20, 30 guys in the basement and the pots were getting up to like, I think the biggest pot we had was like $1,300 on a beta fish fight. Yeah, because it got so crazy to the point where like it wasn't just guys buying fish. You would have guys that were like, yo, like I'm just trying to bet. Like, and we're like, yeah, like fuck it. And yeah, so like, and we felt like we had a strategic advantage because we're like feeding our beta fish other beta fish to get them prepared, like cannibalism type shit. You know what I'm saying? And then my buddy Matty Speeds, he started buying baby beta fish and was like raising them. Yeah, he was breeding beta fish for this fighting, dude. Like, it was crazy. It literally got to the point where one of the fucking managers at Walmart is like, okay, like you guys are in here every Wednesday. Where the fuck are the beta fish going? And we were like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, we've never sold this many beta fish. Like, what are you doing with these beta fish? And we're like, oh, like we're just super into like fish. We're breeding them and our buddy, like he's super at home. He's like super good at like like doing the reproduction thing with fish eggs, and like we swear like it's just we just got a lot of beta fish at the house. Like super crazy. So we were running that shit for like 2 or 3 months, and it got to the point where we would have like thousands of dollars on this table, and you've got guys like, I want that one. Like we're putting down bets before, and we had to make one of our little pledges a bookie because we're down there drinking and betting on these rounds of beta fish, and he's our little bookie keeping track of it because we'd have guys accusing us of cheating and shit, and we're like, no. And we had this one beta fish we called the Destroyer because it was like this silver and red beta fish. He won like 8 fights. Yeah, we didn't think he would survive for the next week, but he just kept making it. And there was one time he made it through like a 10-fish bracket, wins this fucking shit, and we're like, okay. We don't know if he's going to survive. So like literally like all week leading up to the next fight, we're like feeding him his little beta fish pieces, like trying to get him to recover. My buddy Sean was like testing the pH in the water, like getting him right for the fight, like the ideal temperature for a recovering beta fish. Like our Google searches had to be crazy, had to be fucking nuts during this time. But our fraternity was freaking out because we had all this money set aside, and instead of using it for like a slush fund for like beers and stuff, we were just like taking it and putting it towards like house speakers or like redoing shit or buying ourselves shit at the house. But it turned out we had this unfinished basement, dude. You would walk down in there. I'm talking like the sump pump and like, sketchy ass fucking basement. But we cleaned it out as much as we could. We put a bunch of Christmas lights up, and we would literally like start the music like da 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 da. We're like, here we go! Like we like literally the point where I was like the announcer at these. I'm like, all right, in this corner coming out of Bowling Green Walmart. You know what I mean? Like we would just get people hype, and then like it's just one of those things with guys like, hey, like let's fight fish and bet on it. Like nobody's gonna say no. Like it's a little bit more intense than the fucking snail races up at fucking downtown because we're like, yo, we're gonna fight these fucking beta fish. And again, I don't know if it's considered criminal activity or illegal or what, but we run this shit for like 5 or 6 months, okay? And we got no joke, dude. Like there was a pile of $1,500 on the table next to our fish tank. We called it the gauntlet, where we would drop them in. Yeah, we would drop the beta fish in, and they'd start fucking fighting. And I'm telling you, dude, honestly, like throw sports betting out the window, dude. You don't know what's going to happen when you bet on these fish because you don't know, first of all, what type of fight they're going to put up. Sometimes it would take a while for him to get going. You have to kind of like tap this glass and shit, get him fucking riled up. But like we almost like, long story short, again, we're talking almost $2,000 on every Thursday. Like it's intense. Like and we would pay out like just like a fantasy draft. We would pay out like first, second, third. You know what I mean? So we had like a consolation, unless your fish died in a preliminary fight. And sometimes that would get controversial too, because we would have fish fight and it's to the death. But if your fish didn't survive, we would have to like cancel the next round because they're like, oh, like he didn't make it through. Yeah, like he didn't make it. But we almost felt like we were at a strategic advantage because we're raising beta fish up in our fucking upstairs of our party house. And then we're like feeding them little baby beta fish to get them trained like cannibalism shit. So we have a $2,000 pot, okay? And we've been running this for like 6 months at this point. And I'm not going to lie, dude. Like, I didn't even drink that much on these nights. I'd be so fucking nervous because you've got like 20 dudes just like huddled up in your basement. And like you're running these fucking beta fish fights. Like it was out of control, okay? So we've got like $2,000 out on the table, okay? And this was our Destroyer who had gone like 3 weeks in a row. We were like, this fish is a fucking tank, dude. Yeah, it's like dropping DJ Burns down in the bowl. You're just like, we will never lose a fucking fight with the Destroyer, bro. So we drop the Destroyer in. Close fucking match, but Sean ends up like scooping up $2,000, right? Like Sean's fish wins. And obviously we would split it all. Well, that night, this kid, he was like, I don't remember, he's like a Fiji or a Dekai. He's losing his mind. It's fucking rigged. That fish wins every fucking week. You guys are fucking cheating. And we're like, bro, it's beta fish fighting. Like, what do you mean? Like, everyone's going to get their fish from Walmart. There's no way we're actually fucking cheating. He threatens to, like, expose the whole fucking operation. He's like, nah, fuck you guys. I got text messages. I got videos. Like, you guys are going to fucking jail. And we were like, okay, first of all, I don't even know if that's possible because it's beta fish. Maybe for the amount of money, but not the beta fish part because, like, they're fucking beta fish. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Yeah. So we had to like fucking talk him down off of a fucking ledge. And again, we ran this shit for like 6 months, and obviously like the house usually won. So we felt like we had a strategic training act. We're putting our fish through Rocky training type shit, getting prepared for these fights. So after we got to like the $2,000 pot, the dude loses his mind, and he still got paid out. Like he still got second. So I think third got like $250, second got like $500, and then champion keeps the rest. And we didn't win every week. Like don't get me wrong, we didn't win every week. Now when we had Destroyer, we were running hot for like 3 weeks. No, I'm not even kidding. We were like $5,000 cash, like unmarked cash, right? Like because it's like where's it coming from? Nobody fucking knows. Yeah. Yeah, so and like we went through a lot of shit. Like our fraternity was like accusing us of like stealing from the beer, like we called it a slush fund for the fraternity. They were accusing us of stealing from like the drinking fund. We're like, nah, we've been running this for like 6 months. Like we'll show you the numbers. We got a fucking bookie. We'll get the pledge out. We got the fucking literally, dude. We had like one of those like single sheet notebooks, and he would just keep track. He kept track of every tournament, the amounts bet, because it was crazy. Because you had to pay out like. If you don't have a beta fish there fighting, we had to make up odds. This was the most complex shit we ever did. We had to literally make up odds. So they're like, all right, Destroyer, 5-1 odds to win the whole fucking thing. Or you're like, well, I want so-and-so's fish for like a 3-round run and then he's done. Like, so we had all these like little payouts that we had to do based off of what, and thank God we started early with like a small group of guys because we were able to build up like, I think we built up like $600 or $700 just to get started for payouts and stuff. But no, that was some of the wildest shit we ever. So we were literally doing that like it's a beta fish massacre for an hour, and then we would all casually just leave and go to like shots for the Pong tournament, and no one fucking knew. Nobody fucking knew. We were in that shit for like literally 6 months. Like it got to the point where like I was like nervous walking around at classes, like you'd see someone out, and it was like an unknown thing that you like couldn't say on campus, like beta fish fight tonight. Like no, literally, like I'd be walking down campus, like down the sidewalks at BG's campus, and these kids that usually showed up. I'm like, "See you guys tonight? We're gonna see you guys tonight." Yeah, we went to Walmart last night. Like, yeah, y'all got your beta fish. Like, yeah. So we ran that, and the best was we ran all of our money through. We'll call him Matty Speeds, because he didn't go to school. He wasn't in school. He took like a few semesters off, but was living at the party house. So he ran all of our money. We're like, yo, Speeds, you got to run all the money for us with these beta fish fights. Yeah, so yeah, beta fish fighting in BG. That was probably one of our best underground activities. Paid for a lot of shit for us, honestly. And even though like two of our buddies were dead against it, they were like our lookouts up top because they were like, we can't fucking watch. We cannot agree to participate in that shit, but like we'll keep an eye out upstairs for you guys. So they would like check people in. We always made sure like no cell phones, like you're not allowed to have any phones. We were literally checking people. We're like, we will not start a fight until the phones are gone. Your phone either needs to be turned off and in your pocket, or you need to leave it up in the kitchen. So we'd have like 20 phones upstairs on our kitchen counter, and people are downstairs. Whoa! Like, yeah. So aura, fucking aura. That's party house aura right there. So yeah. And of course, as it talks of time, it could be a movie script, it could be a real story, but nobody will ever know but me and my buddies. So beta fish fighting. There you go. Talks of time. Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more. See no more. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get